So I have 3 books to read to you guys today. They are all about Clark the shark. What do you notice when you hear Clark and shark? What do you notice about those 2 words? What do you notice?
They rhyme.
They rhyme, yeah. And this is about a little shark that likes to go to school. Do sharks belong in school?
Yeah.
No.
I also listened to this before.
So let's read about Clark the shark. And it's written by Bruce Hale and it's illustrated by Guy Francis. You guys ready? Here we go. You know what this says? This says school bus. Is that the type of school bus you guys go on?
No.
Hmm.
We go on the one that goes on land.
Yes. In all the wide blue seas, in all the wide blue world, the top school for fish was Theodore Roosterfish Elementary. And of all the fish at Theodore Roosterfish, the biggest and the strongest was Clark the shark.
I know.
So there, does that look like your school?
No. That's a shark school.
Clark loved school and he loved his teacher, Mrs. Inkydink. He loved to play upsy-downsy and spin-a-majig with his friends. Clark loved his life.
I know what his teacher name is.
School is awesome, shouted Clark the shark. Less shouting, more reading, said Mrs. Inkydink. Lunchtime is sweet, yelled Clark the shark. Munch your own lunch, said his best friend Joey Mackerel. Can you see what he's doing? Whose lunch is he eating? Just his?
No.
He's eating everybody's, isn't he?
Yeah.
Recess rocks, bellowed Clark the shark. You are playing rough, Clark, cried the other kids.
How do you play rough?
See, what do you notice about him versus all of the other kids that are playing?
Sand.
Is he bigger or is he smaller?
Bigger.
He's a lot bigger than all the rest of the kids, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, Clark loved his life with all of his sharky heart, but he loved everything way too much. He was too loud. He was too wild. He was just too much shark for the other fish to handle. After a while, no one would play with Clark. No one ate lunch with him. No one sat with him at circle time. Even his best friend, Joey Mackerel, said, "Cool your jets, Clark. You're making me crazy."
That's a jellyfish.
Yeah. One day, Clark asked Mrs. Inkydink, "What's wrong with everyone?" Mrs. Inkydink patted his fin. "Clark, sometimes you play too hard, you munch too hard, and gosh, you even help too hard." "But life is so exciting," said Clark. "There's a time and a place for everything," said Mrs. Inkydink, "and sometimes the rule is to stay cool." At recess, Clark tried to stay cool, but he pushed the swing with too much zing. "Sorry," said Clark, "I forgot." "Yikes," cried Joey Mackerel.
He's stuck.
At lunch, Clark tried to stay cool, but everything smelled so good that he munched a bunch of lunches. "Sorry," said Clark, "I forgot." "We're starving," said his friends. Look at all the lunch he ate.
He's like, "Mm."
In class, Clark tried to stay cool, but a good book got him all shook up. "Now, Clark," said Mrs. Inkydink, "this isn't the time or the place. Tell me, what's the rule?" What did she say the rule was? "Stay cool," said Clark. "Hey, that rhymes," he cried. Then Clark got a big idea in his sharky head. "Maybe if I make a rhyme, I'll remember every time," he thought. The next day, he put his plan to work. So he's going to make a rhyme to help him remember. In class, when lessons got exciting, Clark wanted to bounce up out of his seat. Instead, he told himself, "When teacher's talking, don't go walking." And what do you know? It worked. "Attaboy, Clark," said Mrs. Inkydink. Clark smiled. "Lessons are fun."
It's like this.
So is he staying cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. At lunch, everything smelled so yummy. When Clark wanted to eat and never stop, he told himself, "Only munch your own lunch." And it worked again. "Way to go, Clark," said his friends. Clark grinned. Lunch is fun.
Yeah.
Is he staying cool?
Yeah.
Oh, he's remembering, isn't he? At playtime, Clark told himself, "Easy does it. That's the way." Then my friends will let me play.
Yeah.
And playtime was fun. Once more, Clark loved his life.
And
But then a shadow fell across the playground. A ginormous shadow with tentacles galore. It's a new kid, and he looks scary, cried Joey Mackerel. Swim for your lives. The squid squashed the slide, and it snapped off the swings. Oops, my bad,
That's a
said the new
squid.
kid. Think it's a squid?
huge squid. What's an octopus?
Let's see. Wait, said Clark. He just wants to play. Let's find a way. And he swam at the new kid with all his might.
Why
Might.
do you have a shirt?
Clark played harder than he had ever before, upsy-downsy and spin-em-a-jig. He even made up a new game, Tail Wumpa-Lumpus. Wow, that was fun, said the new kid breathlessly, and he settled down. If you want to come to school, you've got to stay cool, said Shark. That's right, Clark, said Mrs. Inkydink, and thanks for taking care of our new classmate, Sid the Squid. So you were right if you thought he was a squid. Hooray for Clark the Shark, everyone cheered. That night, Clark's mother asked, "What did you learn at school today?" "There's a time and a place for everything," Clark said. "Sometimes you have to stay cool.
Oh.
But sometimes a shark's gotta do what a shark's gotta do."
Isn't that his dad?
I don't know. You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.